De keynote spreker bij het openingscollege van PTC over het cohortjaar 2026 is Dr. Shelly Meyer. Zij heeft de studenten, maar ook alle overige aanwezigen dan toegesproken. En zij heeft het gehad over interconnected, waarna dan de studenten, maar ook de overige aanwezigen in de gelegenheid werden gesteld om vragen te stellen. Wij voeren nu naar Dr. Shelly Meyer bij de keynote spreker bij het openingscollege van PTC over 2026.
And remember that growth happens when you don't know something. Not because you already know it. If you already know it, you're not growing. If I walk into a classroom and I teach it the exact same way for 5 years because it's easy street, I'm not growing. And my students aren't either. Ask good questions. I remember my research ethics group said one day, we had a few minutes after class in, and they said, why are we studying research ethics? We like it, but we can't figure it out because none of the other groups before us had to study it. And we had 40 minutes that we stood around until most of them had to leave, their rides were showing up, to answer that question. You know, that's not a bad question. It wasn't an offensive question. It's a good question. Let's talk about why. And then I set them on the path of saying, oh, see how much better you have it now than those people that didn't get to study ethics, because now you have all of these other things to bring to the table. So let me talk about the workforce for a minute. Let me share what companies are saying around the world. They want people who can use technology even if they're not technologists. They want people who can think critically even if they're not a philosopher. They want graduates who understand sustainability even if they're not environmental scientists. They want students who can analyze data, even if they're not mathematicians. They want students who can understand ethics, even if they're not in a laboratory setting. They want students who can work with diverse teams, even when they're not sociologists. Again, that foundation that you, as a Suriname student, already have. They want people who can understand technology, plus business, plus society, plus environment. Not separately, not one at a time, but as interconnected forces. This is why your time in college cannot be spent simply staying within your boundaries of your department, staying within marketing, or staying within the laboratory, or staying within agriculture. Let me describe for you a student who embraces interconnected thinking. Maybe this student studies software engineering, but they also take a course in entrepreneurship. Maybe they talk with friends who are studying economics or architecture. Maybe they volunteer on a community project. Or maybe they just read articles outside of their field during their free time. Therein, that student, that individual becomes valuable because they understand the whole system, not just one piece. So break out of that comfort zone. I'm in Suriname. I am way outside of my comfort zone because at home it's about negative 15 degrees Celsius, okay? So break out of your comfort zone, whatever that looks like. All my friends are actually pretty jealous that, you know, I'm in nice, warm, sunny Suriname, but okay. What does your comfort zone look like? Our comfort zones are all different, but you have to be ready, willing, and able to break out of that comfort zone. Being interconnected means that you follow one of two paths. In path one, you're really comfortable and things are known. I walk into that classroom 5 years in a row and I teach the same thing because what changes in marketing? You got product, price, place, and what's the other one? Okay. That's the first path. You develop a specialization, you're going to pass every course. You're going to get high marks. You're going to get that degree, but guess what? It's not about the degree anymore. Path two, it means you live out curiosity. You stretch your learning, growth mindset. curiosity. You seek ways to collaborate or to learn more. If your professors aren't doing it, do it on your own. Talk to that other student. Go talk to a teacher and say, can I sit in on your class? Can I look at the book that you're using for your class? Hone those skills to ask good, difficult questions. Path 2 means that you're going to embrace failure, but you're going to keep going. Next PowerPoint, please. One of the most powerful lessons you're going to learn is this. There's no such thing as an isolated problem. Let's say you want to solve traffic congestion. It's a real problem that you guys have to figure out here, don't you? That's not just about engineering. It's not an engineering challenge. It might start there, but it requires government planning. It requires public behavior changes. It requires us to look at the environmental impact, the data analytics, the economic impact, the financial planning needed to alleviate congestion. It requires us to educate the public about taking buses for a while we build new roads or something like that, okay? Build diverse networks because your career is going to depend on it. When you graduate, oh, I'm good. I'll kick it over if you leave it up here, but thank you. Your career is going to depend on it because when you graduate, engineering degree, environmental planning degree, data analytics degree, I just showed you that it's not enough. You've got to find your network and get people to help you with all aspects of that problem. Let me tell you one truth that professionals learn a little bit too late. Your network is not your classroom. It starts there, it's a little bit of it, but if you think your network is just in that classroom, you've got a silo mindset because the people in that classroom are studying the same thing you're studying. It's not just the people who are studying that same thing, but especially the people who aren't studying the exact same thing as you. One day, the solution you seek is going to come not from a textbook, but from a conversation or a person you met at PTC or someone you've come up and shook hands with tonight and met. You've got your professors and dignitaries up here in these first few rows. I'm going to be watching. How many of you come up here and shake those hands? How many of you introduce yourself and just make eye contact? It's not fun, it's not easy. I didn't do it. I sat in that corner, didn't I, for the first half hour while everybody was sitting down? It's not easy, but this is your network, and it's not just in your classroom. So get up out of those seats later. Not yet, okay? I'm not quite done. I'm almost done, okay? But I'm going to show you something, all right? I'm a professor. It's show and tell. All right. So this is a book, Common Past Shared Future. And U.S. Ambassador to Suriname, Robert Foucher, created this book in recognition of Suriname's 50th day of independence. And the very next day, 50 years ago, the United States established an embassy here in Suriname. So it's 50 years of connection, yes, in recognition of your independence, but also really about the connections between our countries. And it's this beautiful, every single page is an example of ways in which our countries are connected. I'm astounded. I love this book. I got a little preview of it back in October when I first got here, and it was just like 5 pages long. And at that celebration, during the festivities in November, he created it as a whole book, and there's so many more ways in which our countries are connected and have been connected for 50 years. And just as an aside, if you go on the Facebook, I cannot believe I'm recommending this, but if you go on Facebook and you go to the U.S. Embassy Facebook page, he has put a link up so you can download the whole book as a flip book. But connections and being interconnected, the idea here is our countries are connected, but Ambassador Foucher wants more. Americans want more. You, I know, want more. We want to be interconnected. And that can only happen if we look at each other as part of each other's network. I want to go back with more stories. Okay, yes, I've been here for 3 months, but I want more stories. I want more ideas. I want to learn more about Suriname before I go back. But I need to be interconnected with you. Connected isn't enough. Your network is here tonight, waiting for you. Ask a question, shake a hand, build that connection. So a personal challenge for you, for every single student in this room. Get rid of my prop again. You're going to hear many speeches during college, many lectures. Some of you are going to forget by tomorrow morning what was said tonight. I understand. I've been a professor a very long time. But I want this message to stay with you a little bit longer. So today, I challenge you to commit to 3 things. All right? Explore outside your field. Take a course that scares you. Join a club that confuses you. Attend a workshop that seems completely unrelated to your major. Okay? Number 2, build diverse relationships. Don't become isolated. Talk to people in different positions, different stories, different backgrounds, different strengths. Walk out of the back row and come right on up here at the end of this evening and shake a hand. Number 3, see the systems, not the symptoms. When you face a problem, whether it's academic or personal or professional, look beyond the surface and ask, what is it connected to? Here's a problem. What is connected to it? What is it connected to? All right, so the personal challenge, let me go over those again. Explore outside your field, build diverse relationships, and see the systems, not the symptoms. Don't look at the traffic tonight, think about the system that feeds into that traffic and begin thinking of solutions. Next slide. So the interconnected future is yours to build. You're entering college at a pivotal time, and I heard others say that tonight, because artificial intelligence is reshaping industries and climate change is transforming economies, globalization is shifting business models, human behavior is changing with technology. You are the generation that must lead in this new reality, and it's scary, but wow. It's also wonderful, and guess what? You don't have a choice. This is the future. You're going to build infrastructures and design technology and shape policy. You're going to protect this environment, this natural resource of a country that you've been gifted. You're going to solve problems that today's leaders can't even imagine. And you're going to do all of that by thinking not in a straight line, not in a silo, but by building networks and a web of curiosity that relies on each other. And that's what we expect from you. Not because it's easy, but because you're capable and because you're needed. Suriname and the world deserves leaders who can see the picture, the bigger picture, who can build this future and not give it away to others to come in and build for you. You have what it takes. So welcome to your new year at PTC. Welcome to your future. Welcome to an interconnected world where we learn, What else, guys? And starting today, you're going to do all of these and more, and I can't wait to see it.